You know, she has so much discipline. She was so on point through the whole campaign. It is impossible for me to believe that she's just gone rogue hating on Mitt Romney. I mean, there's a method to this madness. What do you think it is?
Well, we don't know, but you're right. There are two explanations for this. One is that it's authorized, that Mitt Romney has said, go out and do these things. Actually, that Donald Trump has said, go out and say these things about Mitt Romney. Let's hang him out to dry. I had a meeting with him. We talked about making him Secretary of State. Let's hang him out to dry, and I'll go with somebody else, and we can attribute it to grassroots influence. The other is that she's gone rogue, and she's doing this on her own. She says she's given this advice to Trump privately, and now she's making it publicly. Now, look, I don't know which one it is, and we may never know which one it is, but I do know this. This is destructive. This, first of all, suggests that Donald Trump is weak when his inner core, his closest advisors, are publicly telling people, this is the advice I gave my chief, and he isn't listening to me. So it makes him look weak. Second of all,
I mean, is there another explanation, though? I memean, is it possible that it gets the shooting out of the way? I mean, is there anything it gets over with by doing this?
Well, sure, but look, you know, if you want a reason to blame it on, yeah, but you're the president-elect. You can always say, I made my choice on the basis of, I thought this would be the best person for the job who is in sync with me on my policies. I looked at a lot of capable people, but I've settled on X. This one is going to make it look like, regardless of what he does, if he settles on Romney, it's going to be his closest advisors told him not to do it. If he settles on somebody else, it's going to be there was anger about Romney, and he couldn't stand up to that anger. It's better to have given that advice in private and let him make his decision one way or the other. And if it is a decision, you can tell him, look, I'm getting lots of negative feedback about Romney. I think this will blow up a great deal of your base. But do that in private, because, look, here's the long-term ramification. Inside the White House, the most important thing that the staff can provide the president is unvarnished advice. But if you have people out there giving their advice publicly as well as privately, it inhibits the free flow of information. Who wants to now walk into the room and say, well, I think you ought to go with Romney, if you've got Kellyanne Conway out there blasting it? What happens in some future issue if somebody feels free to go out and give their public advice, their private advice publicly? Or what happens if the president adopts this as his M.O.? This is going to inhibit the free flow of confidential private advice to the president, which is one of the most important commodities inside the White House.